Did you think time travel was just science fiction? Prepare to have your skepticism left intact. Time travel has always been desired, going back to watch historical events unfold, killing baby Hitler, traveling far into the future to bone hot aliens on some intergalactic space station. But it turns out some dude named Stephen Gibbs figured it out in the 80s. It's called a hyperdimensional resonator. Stephen himself will sell you one of his time-traveling units, as well as the reports from his time-traveling adventures, so when he sells cassette tapes too. I gotta say, this seems extremely legit. Oh sweet, there's a video at the bottom of that page. Measuring an HDR. Now prepare for some crystals, pendulums, compasses and some other woo. Oh, he's just actually... okay. Weird. Hyperdimensional resonator. What does that mean? I have no idea, but it sounds cool. And if it feels familiar to you, it may be because you've seen it in Napoleon Dynamite. Yes, it's actually in the movie.
Okay, turn it on.
The only drawback that I can see so far is that it's an astral time-traveling device. So killing babies and boning hot aliens is sadly out of the question, because astral, non-physical, imaginary. So I'm afraid regular masturbation or cosplay is still going to be your best bet. But let's not be negative Nancy's. Let's read up, let's find some schematics and let's try this thing. So it looks like your standard woo box. You have some really critical knobs and some absolutely crucial switches, as well as a wishing well to Holy Christus. Is this a radionics machine? A rubbing plate? Yeah, fuck, it's a radionics machine. But there's more. You also have an electromagnet and time coils? Time coils. So it's basically a pimped out radionics machine, but with an electromagnet and time coils. Time coils. Link in the description to my episode on radionics. Of course, we have to build the device, as is tradition, so I have checked out several forums, websites, articles, and the likes, and I have found a schematic that appears to be quite popular. We have several time travelers who have built it and testified to its capabilities. And if you compare it to the genuine machine built by Stephen himself, it looks pretty much identical. And here's the schematic. Yep, it's just a few glued on sprinkles and macaronis away from decorating the wall of a preschool classroom. So what do we have here? It's a bunch of coils and other passive components like a few diodes and resistors. It's super high-tech stuff. However, I will be adding a step-down transformer in my build, because this thing plugs straight into the mains, and I would rather not combine a piece of handheld wobbly donk with 230 volts of potential death. So here we are again, making another piece of stupid. Okay, so now all we have left to do is to add the stickers. And since I actually made some changes to my design, I feel like I can take the liberty to name it something else. So I decided to go with the Darwin Award Generator. Yeah, I'd say that works. Here it is, with the time coil, time coils, and magnet. It's actually quite difficult to try to tell you how this works and how it's supposed to operate, because all the information is just a bunch of vague inaccuracies, half statements, and sensational promises. Just listen to this.
According to Stephen Gibbs, he says that the HDR can be used for invisibility. I'm not sure what the rates are.
According to him, he says
HDR can cause blackouts.
Yeah, probably.
This experimental radionics machine can be used for astral time travel. The operator of the HDR needs to set the dials to adjust the frequency that is being generated.
Frequency? What the fuck are you talking about? There's no oscillator or anything of that nature in this circuit to actually have a frequency. The only thing that I could possibly think of has a frequency is the current passing through the circuit, and in that case it's 60 Hz in the US and 50 in Europe. This is not going to change that.
According to Stephen Gibbs, you must be over a grid point magnetic vortex in order to time travel.
A grid point magnetic vortex. As I was unable to find even the most vague description of what the fuck that even is, I'm going to default to calling it baby Hitler shit until any information is provided.
A vortex is a dimensional doorway.
What? No! A vortex is a flow rotating around an axle. It's not a doorway. And dimensions are not physical things you can have doorways between. They're not places. They're properties of objects. A straight line has one dimension because it has one dimension to measure. Length. A square is two-dimensional, but it doesn't exist in some other magical realm. It just has one more dimension to measure. Width. How the fuck do you create a doorway between length and width using a vortex? Can you please tell me, because I'm just dying to know. Fuck it, let's just try this thing. Okay, so here's how you operate the device. Yeah, I'm not wearing pants, sue me, fuck off. You take the time coil, and then you strap it on your head. A live high voltage wire around your head that someone has made himself at home. And then in the wishing well, you're supposed to either put a crystal or something that something from the time where you want to go. And then you do the radionics bullshit where you rub the plate and you find the frequency. Take the magnet, point it at your solar plexus, and then you're good to go when you turn it on. No, I'm not actually going to turn this on while I'm wearing it. I'm just not that stupid. Instead, I will be describing to you what actually happens when you attempt time travel with this device. You sit there with a live high voltage wire wrapped around your head, holding a strong electromagnet while imagining the future. It's truly cutting-edge technology. Nothing else is going to happen, because nothing inside of this has the potential of making anything happen, apart from truly nasty accidents, and that's really at the heart of this video. It doesn't need debunking, because there's nothing to debunk. It's just dangerous. Stop using this. If you want to travel in time because you miss being a kid or some stupid shit like that, you're grown-ass people. You can do what the fuck you want. The strongest evidence they have is this. A magnet affecting the mechanical parts of a clock. Yeah, no one's doubting that your magnet is working, but that's not time travel. How anyone can believe in this is beyond me. It may as well be an empty box, because it's basically a short circuit with a magnet. Why do you believe that you can time travel with this? What makes you think that this is going to work? Screw evidence, I'm not interested. I just want to know, why are you doing this? I can make an equally convincing time machine in just seconds. All I need to do is grab my computer and open my random wobbly donk name generator. Hypertime Vortex Generator. Okay, that's as good a name as any. So how do you operate the Hypertime Vortex Generator? Well, first you stretch your foreskin and you fill it with AA batteries, and then you take a crystal and you put it up your ass. And then you gently rub your nipples at the frequency that feels kinda good to you. Yeah, that could work. You just gotta keep an open mind. Sexual energy transcends both time and space, so it's definitely possible. I was worried that giving these people the finger would be ableist, but I'm not PC, so Stephen Gibbs and all the rest of you brave time travelers, fuck you.